Well, don't do what I just did. So I made a little boo-boo this week on eBay. Some of you guys may already know about this. I knew about it and I still made the error. I listed an item and at the end of the 30 days, my items automatically relist. Usually within 24 hours that it's about to expire, you can go in and you can end the item and you can either choose to relist the item or sell similar. So when you select the sell similar, you have to be careful because it actually reverts back to the original quantities that you had on those items. So let's say if you're selling several of one type of item and those things sold, if you do a sell similar and you originally had 20, it'll revert back to the quantity of 20. So you have to be really careful. Well, I've actually had that happen before a couple months ago where I didn't actually realize that's what would happen. So I went and fixed those items. And I guess within the last 30 days, some of my items that relisted, I made the mistake and didn't double check some little kids' child onesies. Don't use that term on eBay. But they were little one-piece bodysuits for babies, and when they relisted, I did not double check my quantities or I missed this item. Well, one of the items sold this morning and I actually had to contact the buyer and let them know that I didn't have that size. Now, I did try to do the right thing and I offered them a discount if they wanted a different size, or I had a couple of different prints that were actually in that size. It just wasn't the print that they ordered. And I offered them a $3 discount. In the end, they just decided to go ahead and have me cancel that order. But I know better. This is an easy mistake to make, though. So I pulled those listings this morning so I could double check them after I got home from work this evening. So anyway, today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I sold last week. I did buy another set of lots from an online auction this past weekend, so I'll do that in another video hopefully later this week. I've been super busy and I haven't had a lot of time to put out videos, so it's been over a week since I put out a video. But anyway, let's jump into the sales that I had last week. So this first item here, this was an international Santa from it's the Mexico International Santa. I paid half price at my thrift store. I paid 96 cents on this Santa. Sold him for $12.95, and after shipping I made about $6 on him, so over 500% profit on that item. This next item here, these are some vintage carton clips. I thought this was just kind of a weird item to sell. It came in an auction lot that I purchased at the beginning of this month and just listed it. It wasn't the reason why I bought the auction lot, but it was just an extra item, so I just kind of threw it up there. And this was the actually the first item that sold from that particular lot from that auction. So the breakdown on it was probably about 15 cents invested, and sold it for a total, this is after shipping, so I sold it for like $1.95 or $2.95 plus shipping. So I sold it for $5.89. After fees and shipping, I made about $1.75 on it. So, I mean, not terrible. It was just an extra item that I threw in there. Kind of weird. This next item right here was a vintage set of pocket checkers. Again, this was from another auction lot. I'm really loving these auction lots. They're pretty neat to buy lots of items and then be able to go through them all from estate sales and consignment auctions and things like that. So these pocket checkers, the breakdown from this lot, I broke it down to spending about $3 on these pocket checkers. Sold them after shipping for a total of $28.30 after shipping. And the profit on that was almost $17 on these vintage pocket checkers. So that was a really cool deal. They were actually listed on January 19th and they sold in one day on the 20th. So that was really cool. This next item right here was a Marble Superhero Squad Scorpion, and this was from the bag of little toys that I got from the thrift store. I talked about that in a previous video. I paid $5 for all these toys. I've actually made my $5 back, and so all of this is just profit now. So this item, I just estimated maybe it was 20 cents or a quarter from that bag of toys. And it sold, after shipping, it sold for $10.73, and the profit on that was $6 on this little toy. I listed it at the end of December, and it sold in about 3.5 weeks. So this next item here is a Forever 21 pink crochet top. I paid, this was one of my thrift store's quarterly quarter sales, so I paid a quarter for this top. I didn't actually list it. I have a lot of clothes that I still need to list. So this item didn't get listed right away. I've been, I hate listing clothes, so it takes me a while. I get bored. And so when I did finally list it, I listed it at the beginning of December, on December 1st, actually, and then it sold January 20th. So a little less than 2 months. Paid 25 cents on this top. It wasn't a big seller. I probably took a best offer on it. But I mean, I sold it, I think it was a free shipping item, so I sold it for $10. I made almost $5 on this top. So it's not something that I would buy normally from a thrift store, but for a quarter, it was worth the investment. So this next item here, Realtree Baby Boy Orange Camo 2-pack one-piece suits. And this was actually the outfit that I was talking about. I didn't have the size that I needed to fill the order this morning. But this particular one, I don't remember what size it was. This person bought 2-packs. And I listed these in February of last year. I have a whole lot of different sizes, different prints, different characters of those, and I actually bought them on clearance at Walmart. Depending on the item, it was between $2 and $4. So these I estimated that I spent $6 on, and I sold them free shipping for almost $24. So I made $9 off of these onesies. So the next item here is a Texas Tech baseball cap. I bought it at the thrift store for $1. I sold it best offer, $15, free shipping. I made almost $9 off of this hat. This item right here was from a lot of auction items that I bought a couple of weeks ago. It is a vintage Jadeite cracker server. And so I estimated that I probably spent about $6.78 on this particular item and this lot of other items with this auction. I listed this server on January 19th and it sold in 4 days on the 23rd. And I sold it after shipping. The total was $52.55 that my customer paid for, and I made a total profit of $27.33 on this item. What's really cool is these auction items that I bought this past weekend have another cracker server in it. So I was really excited to see that, and I wanted to bid on it. And I obviously I know that it's going to sell. This one sold really quick. And I haven't seen this particular like style, this pattern of this cracker server. So maybe I'll raise the price a couple of dollars, I don't know, and see what happens with that. So I was really excited about that. So this next item here is another auction lot item that came in with some other items. It was a little vintage Winchester multi-pocket knife. It was just an added bonus item. It wasn't anything I was looking for in the auction, but you list everything that you can that you think that you can sell. And so I estimate this knife, maybe I spent $1.65 on it. I listed it on January 22nd and it sold in 2 days. And I took an offer with shipping for a total of $10.52, so I made $4 on this little knife. This next item here, this is a goldette blue, they were blue and gold earrings and a pendant. And one of the earrings was actually missing one of the tiny gemstones, so I put that in the disclaimer on my eBay listing. And I estimated this was an auction lot again that I just purchased a couple of weeks ago. I listed these earrings and pendant on the 23rd of January, and they sold in one day. So my estimated total that I spent on those based on that lot was about $238, and I sold them after shipping for $28.77. And I made a total profit of almost $20 on these vintage earrings and this pendant. So that was really cool. This next item here is a Scentsy Patriotic flag wax warmer. And this is the second one I've sold. And I've actually, both of the Scentsy warmers that I bought were from auction lots. So I love when I find Scentsy. Especially patterns that have been retired, because it's kind of like Funko Pops where people still pay quite a bit of money for these Scentsy, candle warmers. So I listed this on January 19th, and I estimated that out of this lot of items that I probably broke it down to about $3 spent for this particular item. I sold it after shipping for $41.55, and I made a total profit of almost $22 after I shipped that item. So I was very pleased with that. And then this last item right here, this is a Mosser Mary Dugan Carnival glass blue vase. This vase was so pretty. It took me a little while to find out what it was. I found the little M on the glass at the bottom, and I had to do some research because I wasn't sure what brand that this glass was. But it was really pretty. I listed it on the 19th, and I sold it in 6 days on the 25th. And it's the same for that Scentsy. I also listed that Scentsy on the 19th, and it sold in 6 days as well. And so I estimated this vase based off of a lot of other items that I purchased within that auction lot, that I probably spent about $6.78 on this vase. After shipping, the customer paid a total of $52.35 for this vase. I made almost $31 on this one little vase. So I was super excited this week. I'm up to 400 items in my eBay store. I'm slow going. I've been doing this for a year, and then I kind of took a hiatus for several months while my family and my kids were going through some things. And my daughter moved out, my son moved in, just a lot of changes. So I had to end up moving my eBay room like 3 times in the last year, and just really trying to focus my head on trying to grow this business, because ultimately I've worked at home before, and my ultimate goal is to work at home again. I've worked outside of my home for almost 7 years. I work at the busiest and most friendliest fast food restaurant in America, and I'm sure you can figure that out based on what I'm saying. And I'm ready to dive and get work at home again. I used to do that a long time ago, and I love it. I love being able to control everything that I do working for myself. So I'm very excited. These auctions are so much fun. I'm already getting addicted to them, and I love all of you guys that do YouTube videos on storage units. I cannot wait to dive into storage units. I'm just not right there. So I'm just finding more and more that I really love to do the online auctions right now, because I can get so many more unique items, and I can look at these pictures and things from my house and do the research I need instead of standing for hours at the thrift store. I do a lot of research before I buy items. So I'm really loving auctions. I can't wait to do storage units. My husband's even excited about that. We watch all these videos and we watch them on our TV. So most of the videos that I watch, my husband sees too, because I just put it up on my TV at night, and that's how we watch you guys. So, couple of funny things. I'm not a very funny person by myself. It's really hard to do that. Hopefully in the future, I'll be able to bring some of my kids on. My husband is real hesitant to come on. He thinks he has to act. He jokes around saying when his brother would do these Super 8 movies in the 80s, that his brother would throw him in front of the camera and make him act. And I'm like, YouTube is not the same thing. Like, we bounce off each other. Like, I feel like sometimes I need somebody to bounce off of that. It would just make it more fun, you know, because it's hard to be funny by yourself. So anyway, these little items, these are salt and pepper shakers. These were in a lot that I picked up from one of those online auctions a couple weeks ago. The lot was labeled vintage vintage salt and pepper shakers. So these were in that, but I thought I'd show you guys these supposed vintage salt and pepper shakers. These are not right. These are like Winkies. So these are so funny that when I was looking at the lots online, I was like, I want to see these in person. So when I went to view the auction on that Friday, I had to make sure that I looked to see if that's really what they looked like. So maybe one day I'll just put these in a giveaway. I don't know. They're funny. They're plastic. My daughter was like, well, if you hold them like this, they look like a bullet. I was like, no, dear. They don't look like a freaking bullet, okay? So we're all just laughing about them. I was showing my family, and they were cracking up. But anyway, that is all I have for today. Hopefully in my next video, I can show you guys. I bought 19 lots at an online auction this weekend. And my floor down below is just covered in little boxes of items that I bought. This is my third auction to purchase items from, and I still have probably 3 or 4 lots from my first auction. You know, I was learning and I was excited, and I bought some items that I'm not so excited to list right now. A couple of them were books, and I may have to lot up some of these books. They're like, some of them are like Star Trek books and things like that. And I bought them really cheap. That's why I purchased them. But I've just been kind of delaying listing some of those things. And then the auction that I showed you guys from before that I bought a couple of weeks ago, I'm almost done with those. I have maybe 2 lots left to list. I don't know. But anyway, so before I go, I just want to give a shout out to Robin, because she shed. If you like to watch people that are humorous and fun, go subscribe to Robin. She needs to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think you have about 300 till you get to 1,000. Robin's just fun. She's creative. She likes to edit and help other people out. So shout out to you, Robin. Anyway, I will see you next time. I forgot to tell you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.